Would you like to know how much money you need to start trading? Well, in this video, I'm going to focus on 3 different areas you can get started today and start your trading journey. So let's get started. So I might necessarily talk about dollars just because that's more of a generic term, but it's going to work with pounds, euros, yen. It doesn't matter. Let's get started. So number one, the first amount I'm going to start you recommend with is about $300 to $400. Now, like I said, £300, 300 yen, 300 euros, it doesn't even matter. Just 300 of whatever currency you're sticking with. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story about myself. So when I first started, I didn't have a lot of money. I started with about $200 to $300, okay? And I started trading with that money on a live account, and I started trading and didn't really get the best results. But the reason I'd say you can start with this is because this is the kind of account size that's going to really give you the opportunity to start to build up some faith and some credibility in what you're actually doing. So for example, when I first started trading with this, I knew from the outset this wasn't thousands of dollars, this wasn't thousands of pounds, it wasn't going to be something that's going to start paying my bills tomorrow. But what it did do, it allowed me to make $20, $30, $40 and stuff like that, okay? And what that allowed me to do was have the confidence to know that once I start trading better and I can actually put more into this, then I'm actually going to be able to start making good money. Because what happened is, at the time I was studying to be a lawyer, and what happened is a lot of people in the same position as me would go off after our studies and our training and go and work a part-time job. But as I got better, it didn't start at the beginning, but as I got better at it, I could start to make $30 in a day and stuff like that. So it was starting to become equivalent to what my peers were doing as they went off to work. Okay, so what you want to do when you're starting with a $300, £300, 300 euro, 300 yen account is you're building confidence in yourself, and you're building something out so you can see for yourself, oh, hold on, you know what, this actually works. And if I actually increase my trading account size, and as I get better, this £30, this 30 euros, this $30 is actually going to become better and bigger over. Okay, at that time, all it really allowed me to do was literally take out my then partner at the time, now she's my wife, on dates. We used to go cinema pretty much every week. But if that could cover that kind of stuff, it was something that didn't have major effects every single day, but it was something that, well, a little seed that could sprout out and actually grow bigger as time went on. So that's the first thing, 300 to 500 of whatever currency you're trading in. Number two, now this is where things start to get really exciting now, because you're not at a point now where you're being able to live off your trading results, but you're at a point where now this trading activity can actually start to make noticeable change, and that's about 2,000 to 3,000. Okay, $2,000 to $3,000, 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, 2,000 to 3,000 euros, 2,000 to 3,000 yen. It doesn't matter, again, like I said. But what I started to realize here for myself personally, this is a couple years later now for me actually being with $300. Now, one thing I'll say as well, you can actually build your account. Another thing you can do is obviously add to your account either way, and you can do both. Okay, but when you get to about 2,000 to 3,000 of your currency, what you'll start to realize is maybe you're not going to be able to live off those kind of returns if you've obviously got a huge outlay every single month. But what you'll be able to see is that at that point, you'll be able to make $100, $200, $300, maybe a bit more some days in a single day. And maybe that's not going to pay your house mortgage or your car payments and all that kind of stuff. But let's just think about this. If you can make an extra $200, $300 a couple of times a week, even one time a week, that can cover shopping. That can cover a car payment. That can cover car repairs. That can cover leisure. Okay, remember I already said that $300 I was in my trading account, that was enough to sprout out and grow my relationship with my now wife. Okay, when you're making $200 to $300, even 1 to 2 times a week, that can cover your shopping payments every single month. That can cover your internet every month. That can cover your phone bills. That can cover part of your car payment, if not all of it. Okay, so I want you to notice what's happening here. We're not being unrealistic. We're not saying, you know what, we're just going to do get rich quick. We're actually looking at these things at a different perspective and saying, okay, you know, oh, okay, that makes sense. With 200 to 300, if I start there, which I recommend, you can start to get a feel for trading, obviously after demo account trading. And one thing I'll say is this as well: if you're new to trading and you're obviously going to need to start testing out a strategy. One thing I want to tell you to do is make sure you backtest the way I promote. So I'm going to put a video on the cards, okay, which is all about backtesting and some of the things that people aren't going to tell you about backtesting. And even if you're more advanced and you're testing out a trading strategy, make sure you watch the backtesting video as well. All right, so that was 2,000 to 3,000, really simple. That's when 2 years later into my journey, I started to make really good money. Okay, and at the time I didn't have that much expenses, so it was really easy for me to kind of walk away from that lifestyle I was in and actually just start trading full time, etc. Okay, trading full time. Now, the third and final thing we're going to talk about in today's video is how much money you need to start trading with, a third and final area. And what I'm going to talk about here is, this is the 10,000 plus and beyond mark. And what does that mean? That means, well, £10,000, €10,000, $10,000, 10,000 yen, it doesn't matter. But 10,000 of your currency is an easily point where you should be able to start living off of your trading returns. Now, let me just tell you a quick story about myself personally. The first time I reached 10,000, okay, I had built this thing up so much. It was like sort of like the heaven of trading, okay? And I went down straight away, okay? I'd built my trading account up over time, got to this point, inserted some money into my trading account, and it felt like I had made it, like I had arrived, and that is not the right mentality to have. So when I got there, I went down, and it was a long journey to get back to it. So if you really want to start trading full time and have this easily cover your day-to-day lifestyle, then you have to cherish the opportunity you have to not be able to go to work and all that kind of stuff. And actually, when you get there, make the most of it. Okay, so think about it like that. So that was 3 things, 3 different areas you can start, and I recommend you start at $300. Okay, wherever you are, even if you've got loads of money to throw at this kind of thing, I'd say, look, start with small money. After you've got obviously been on the demo account, start with a couple $100 and get your feet wet. Start to build up some faith and some confidence, and realize, you know what, okay, this is actually something that can actually work. You're making $20, $30, $40 and stuff like that from trading. Then as time goes on, you either build it up if you don't have the capital, or you insert more money into your trading account, $2,000 to $3,000. That's when it first started for me. That's when I started to make really like $300, $400, $500, $600, up to $1,000 in some days. But that was more so me doing crazy trading at the time. I wouldn't necessarily recommend trying to make $1,000 with a $2,000 to $3,000 account. Okay, that really takes, I think at that time I was searching for 2 to 3 really good trades, okay, I'd have to do to get that in one day. And that's not something I necessarily recommend today, okay, but that's for another video. So, number 3, about 10,000 in your trading account, whether you build it up over time, which you shouldn't be ashamed to do anyway, or if you insert money into your trading account, or if you do both. Either way, $200 to $300, $2,000 to $3,000, and $10,000 and beyond. And at $10,000 and beyond, that's when you should be able to have Forex trading pay your bills. Okay, it's just that simple. Now, if you like today's video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, but at the same time, I'm going to put a link to this in the description box for you to attend one of my free Forex workshops, where we can talk about all of this stuff in more detail, and you can actually see how I've been able to go from $300 making $10, $20 a day, to get to a point now where I can make thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, doesn't even matter, every single day I'm trading the Forex markets. If you want to know more about that, click the first link in the description box, or head on over to freeforexworkshop.com, and I'll see you in the workshop. Thanks and take care, and all the best.